Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Hello, I'm Eric.
And I'm Kevin.
And this is 6 Degrees of Schwarzenegger, the podcast where we take a long, hard look at some of our favorite action movies from the era of Arnold.
Schwarzenegger is the icon of the genre, and we're taking a deep dive into some of these 80s and 90s cult action movies and breaking them all the way down.
Made it to the end.
Whew, thank God.
We're getting there. We're finally getting there.
If I never watch another Steven Seagal movie in my life, I'll be okay with it, man.
All right. Well, this is the second one for you, right, on this podcast?
Yeah, we did Under Siege before, which is an awesome series, and you should definitely check it out.
Yeah, definitely go back and check that one out.
I love Under Siege. I think it's a solid-ass action movie.
I agree.
It was a perfect movie for Seagal because, like, he was hiding the whole movie, so it made sense that he's whispering the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. And Gary Busey and
Gary Busey and drag fucking Tommy Lee Jones killing it.
Really nailing it. Yeah.
No, that was a solid movie. That would have been a good movie regardless of who was acting in it. Whatever, that was just a good ass flick.
That's one of my positive movie memories that I had with my dad. We both loved Under Siege.
And everybody, did you wear that VHS tape out on like the scene where she popped out of the cake topless?
Oh my God, you couldn't watch that part of the movie. And we liked that movie so much we actually went and saw Under Siege 2 in theaters.
Oh.
And boy, was that a disappointment.
Yeah, that was in my Blu-ray set that I bought, my little Steven Seagal Blu-ray set. And I don't know that I'd ever seen it before, and I watched it, and I was like, yeah, this is a piece of shit.
Oh, my God.
And apparently, dude, so Katherine Heigl, young Katherine Heigl, played his daughter in the flick.
Yep.
And I read this thing where he, like, sexually harassed her.
Because of course
I was like, I've had girlfriends younger than you, like, was trying to hit on her on the set and stuff. It's like, that is so fucked up, man.
Gross. Well, less disgustingly, but unfortunate for him, Big Ed Hurley, the guy who played Big Ed Hurley in Twin Peaks, he was the main villain of Under Siege 2. It's like, oh, man, you were Big Ed in Twin Peaks. What happened?
Dude, a little David Lynch shout out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Rest
Speaking
in
of
peace
which,
to David
we'll have to
Lynch.
get back. We'll get to that at some point.
But yeah, we're here to take you across the finish line on Hard to Kill.
Mm-hmm. This movie is hard to kill.
Dog
Jesus
shit,
Christ.
piece of shit movie. But, you know.
A good time, though. It's fun to watch.
Man, I mean, it gives you what you need.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If you're an action movie fiend, if you're fiending for mindless violence.
I got tons of laughs watching this movie.
Yeah.
This was not a waste of time.
It was not intentional laughs
No.
necessarily.
But nonetheless, it's a brilliant comedy.
Yes. But I will try to sum up what's happened in the movie the best I can.
Please do. This is a very complicated one.
Drunk at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we got this... Steven Seagal is this cop named Mason Storm who, for some reason, he was witness to like this meeting early in the flick where he videotaped a meeting between like some mafia guys and this crooked politician named Trent, who they're planning the murder of a senator so that Trent can then be appointed to that empty Senate seat, I guess. He's seen and found out while he's filming. They find him back at his house. They kill him, in theory. They kill his wife. They try to kill his kid. They leave him for dead. But turns out he's only in a coma. He's in that coma for like 7 years.
7 years.
Comes out of it thanks to the help of this like hot, horny nurse that's like sneaking peeks at his dick and balls underneath the sheets.
What the fuck is with this
It's
lady?
Wild shit. But he comes out of the coma. Bad guys find out that he's out of the coma. They try to come and kill him at the hospital, but he escapes with the help of the nurse. She takes him to this ranch up in Ojai where he recovers, works himself back into strength over the course of days or weeks or months.
Minutes.
It's unclear. Minutes, mere minutes. But yeah, he's back into full strength. The nurse helps him track down his old friend O'Malley. O'Malley informs him, hey, your kid's not dead after all.
Good news.
I've been raising him. He's safe. Don't worry about it. Then Storm is like, well, we're going to fuck up all these bad guys. We're going to get that tape, the videotape, the audio tape of this meeting. We're going to get it to the TV station. We're going to blow up this motherfucker's spot. But the bad guys find out about this. They try to come and attack him at his ranch, but Storm and the woman, Andy, escape. They're on the run. They come back to Los Angeles. They're like, hey, O'Malley, get my kid. Come meet us at the mall. No, at the hotel.
At the hotel.
At the hotel.
At the Westin.
We're going to blow up their spot. But the bad guys catch him at the Westin. There's another little mini action scene and chase.
Unnecessary running through fountains.
Yeah, they're running through fountains, throwing dudes through plate glass windows.
Gotta have
But Storm and Andy have escaped in a Corvette and driven away. And that's kind of where we're at, I think. I probably missed some shit, but
No, I think
it is what it is.
That's close enough. That's close enough. Look, we're on episode 5.
Episode 5. You've crushed a 6er.
I'm deep. I'm deep into Guinness, man.
I am drinking another old fashioned here. I'm pretty hammered.
Yeah, the good news is drinking 6 Guinnesses in one evening means that I don't have to eat for a week. So with this many calories, I probably shouldn't.
For sure, man.
But before we jump into episode 5,
okay.
I just want to point out that this is the second movie we've done recently where the conspiracy is a political conspiracy.
Okay, yes.
Time Cop was the same. Ultimately, all the time travel, all that nonsense.
And Last Boy Scout.
And The Last Boy Scout. You're right. Good Lord. Yeah. So we love the political intrigue here on 6 Degrees.
Well, before we get into all this, I want to know just your thoughts. Your thoughts on Steven Seagal.
My thoughts on Steven Seagal is
his place in the genre, his whole vibe.
He to me is sort of the comic relief of the action sort of milieu, right? I mean, if we're at the top of the list and you're talking Schwarzenegger, obviously is the top.
You mean unintentionally comic relief?
Oh yeah, unintentionally comic. I mean,
not that he's a funny man,
right? No, not that he's a funny man, but he's sort of like the fool in the king's chambers, right? And so if Schwarzenegger's at the top, because of course he is, right? And And Bruce Willis is pretty high up there. Yeah. Then Van Damme is sort of
Stallone.
It's Stallone, and then Van Damme is a little bit low. Seagal is in the bottom of the well, looking up at the rest of them.
He's at that lowest tier. He and Dolph Lundgren.
Right. He's like fucking American Ninja level, right? Remember those movies?
Oh yeah, dude. The first American Ninja is an awesome flick.
This is a fun flick.
It'd be great for the podcast.
It's a fun flick. Yeah, actually, all right.
I fucking hate Seagal, man.
No.
I think he's a piece of shit as a human being. It sounds like he's had so many accusations of from women who've worked with him that he was trying to get very aggressive sexually with them.
Dude, his Wikipedia page, which again everybody should go read because it's an amazing piece of comedy. There's a whole section with him hanging out with authoritarian dictators.
Yeah.
And it's written like this is a good thing that he's doing this.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable. There's staged photos of him shaking hands with Vladimir Putin. Uh-huh. And it's just Vladimir Putin.
I think they've done judo and shit with each other. Yeah,
exactly. They've been to. Here's a photo of Steven Seagal and Vladimir Putin at a judo competition. You're you should not be proud of this.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Also, I feel aside from his problematic behavior or whatever, also I think the rep on him is that he's just not who he claims to be.
No, he's a complete phony.
I'm an Aikido master,
right?
But everyone said is he though? No one's seen it. He has got no credentials.
No.
Apparently, I was reading this thing. It might have been, I don't know if it was on his Wikipedia or someplace else, where it was saying he's a black belt in Aikido, but then the person who was present there said he only got the black belt because the person who was judging was not paying attention during and just just gave it to him.
Right.
But everyone's saying, he just showed up and said, I'm a martial arts master. And everyone's oh, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
People just said, we've never seen him actually beat up anyone.
No.
We've never seen him fight anyone in a real setting and show that he's got any actual, chops, you know?
Fucking Tom Hardy has won professional fucking martial arts
Yeah,
tournaments.
like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and stuff,
Jiu-Jitsu,
whatever he
and
does.
it's like footage of him doing this.
Yeah.
I've never seen Steven
No.
Seagal compete in any martial arts tournaments.
He's kind of like Frank Dukes, the character that Bloodsport is like written around, where Frank Dukes was just a guy who showed up who claimed to have won this secret tournament.
Yeah.
But then the more people like looked into his backstory, people are like, there's no one's ever seen this guy fight.
Mm-mm.
And no one knows that this thing that he claims, the kumite, ever even exists.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, I was in the military, I was special forces. And people are like, you're a fucking like mechanic. Like you worked on like the motor pool, like changing oil on the Jeeps and shit. You know what I mean?
You weren't even a mechanic, you were a mechanic's assistant.
That's what the rep is on Seagal, is that he just showed up claiming to be a master.
Well, if Hard to Kill is any indication, I mean, the action sequences are almost laughably bad.
Yeah.
Because again, we talked about this before. Almost all of the fight choreography is him slapping weapons out of his face and pushing
just
people
shoving
into
people
objects.
down.
Right. That is the entirety of the combat here.
It's kind of nuts. I mean, and I don't know if this is true or not.
Okay.
But Seagal had at some point in his life he had always wanted to go to Japan. This is like his reputation.
Okay.
He wanted to go to Japan. He was living in Japan, met a Japanese woman whose dad was like a proper Aikido master.
Okay.
Married this woman, was like, I want to go back to America and open a dojo in America teaching Aikido. So he does this in Southern California, and somebody, like some film person from the industry, discovered him and was like, I'm going to put this motherfucker in a movie just to prove that I can take anyone and make them a star. That's like the rumor, is this producer who gave him his first break
oh my God.
just did it almost like a fucking dare.
Like trading places. Like, I bet you $1.
I bet you I could take anyone and turn them into a movie star.
Oh my God.
That's the rumor. I don't know that that's true because it seems fucking crazy.
Whoever that is, if that's real, that motherfucker's gonna rot in hell. Like that is gonna be
For
his punishment
unleashing
for unleashing Steven Seagal on the world.
It's fucking crazy. But needless to say, I have a low opinion of the man.
Nah, me too.
I think he seems like just a deceitful, lying piece of shit, and also a predator, like a sexual predator.
Yeah.
So if you want to fight me, then come find me and fight me, Steve.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I wouldn't even.
I bet I could take him now.
I think you could take him. I mean, your only challenge would be he weighs what, 400
pounds? I just have to like run circles around him.
Yeah, just run him out and then he'll just die of a heart attack because the motherfucker weighs like 400 pounds now.
I could probably do that shit.
I mean, I will recommend to everybody check out. We were talking about this before the show. Check out Will Sasso's portrayal of Steven Seagal on Mad TV. They're hilarious. They're some of my favorite sketches of all time. I love Will Sasso, and he just fucking nails it.
Did you watch the video I sent you? The
cock puncher
video.
What was that?
It was like an Onion production, like a fake trailer for a fake movie, but they got Steven Seagal to be in it.
Fucking like made fun of himself.
That's the best thing. That's the second best thing he's ever done. After Under Siege.
Yeah. That's the second best thing he's ever done.
A trailer for a fake movie called Cock Puncher,
and he was
his whole technique was just punching guys in the
cocks,
dick.
Yeah, and he was only in it for like 30 seconds of a 5-minute long sketch.
Yeah,
right.
It was pretty awesome
because most of it was like the kid. He was like a kid. He was like, you're not strong enough.
He trained up and became the cock puncher.
Right, he became the cock puncher.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I'm sorry. We took you on a long and winding road.
That was a journey. We had to warm ourselves up into episode 5.
But yeah, we're back now on our hard to kill shit.
All right. Here we go. All right. So O'Malley and Storm's kid, they're on the run and they're at Union Station. And O'Malley's grabbing tickets to Albuquerque, which it feels appropriate because this movie is a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon. The kid is just sitting in Union Station eating a hot dog, unsupervised, absolutely unsupervised.
I can't imagine that O'Malley would let this kid out of his sight. Like,
right.
No,
like,
we're holding hands this whole time.
There's goons everywhere at this. We know at this point that half the population of Los Angeles have all taken the little tear off sheet and they're all working for Trent. We know this, right? The kid says that he's scared, but O'Malley says, yeah, I get scared too, man. Everybody gets scared. It's all right. He gives the kid a jacket and gives him very specific instructions not to get mustard on it.
So it seems to be a weird thing to be concerned about in this moment.
If you're this worried about it, then don't give him the fucking jacket. I mean, I don't understand. So O'Malley tells the kid that he's sorry that he told him that his dad was dead, but it was the best way. And like, I guess in the circumstances,
Sure.
I don't know. Like your dad's in a coma that he's not going to recover. It's not better. So anyway, so he says that he knows it's going to be awkward reuniting with him after so many years, but you'll figure it out.
Yeah, why not? Okay.
All right. So O'Malley says that Storm should be here to catch a train soon. And if he doesn't make it on time, though, the kid's going to get on the train by himself, and we'll catch up with you later. Which is just like, what the fuck, man?
This is nuts.
What is
a
going
crazy
on
plan.
here? So anyway, suddenly the kid gets alarmed because he sees Quintero and two more goons walking up towards him, and the kid, I guess, recognize. I mean, I don't understand why he's alarmed.
Maybe just knew these guys look like trouble.
They just look like trouble. Okay, I'm willing to go with that. So O'Malley turns and sees him. He slips the cassette tape into the kid with the instructions of like get it to his dad. Right?
Which, how in the world is this kid supposed to accomplish
I
that?
have no fucking clue, man. The kid doesn't.
Does he even know what his dad looks like?
No, he has no idea what his dad. He was like fucking 5 when his dad was murdered, right? So anyway, so Quintero's new sidekick, because we've lost a lot of goons at this point, is
all of a sudden he's like the mouthpiece.
He's become
now.
the mouthpiece. I feel like he's like speaking like he is the main dude. Like
I speak for the group here.
Right, exactly. Like fuck Axel, I'm in charge now.
And fuck Quintero, who
outranks me. And it's like, where you going, O'Malley? So O'Malley says he's going to New Mexico with his son to visit his mother because, like, why are you even trying to maintain these pretenses at this point?
These guys aren't here because they're not planning to kill you.
Right. They are trying to kill you. So you trying to maintain this ruse is not fooling anybody. So the goons remark that the kid doesn't look much like O'Malley, but he does kind of look like Storm. And I'm like, no, he doesn't.
He literally doesn't.
He doesn't look anything like Storm.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
And so Quintero says, enough with this fucking around. We want the tape. Like, finally, someone wants to get something done.
Fucking make with the action.
Jesus Christ.
We didn't come here to watch secondary characters talk.
Right. Like, there's no banter here. This is like, you're just trying to explain
start
your
killing each
destination.
other.
I mean, come on. So O'Malley tells the boy to run, and then he pushes the goons down. He punches fucking Quintero with a suitcase, knocks over a luggage cart to obstruct the bad guys, and then he runs after the kid, but as he's doing that, he's shot in the back. Motherfucker.
I feel like we all saw this coming.
Right, from a million miles away.
The moment that he started talking about, like, when all this is over, we're going to go fishing together. It's like, oh, this dude's
you're
dead.
dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
Shouldn't have said that line of dialogue.
And the kid, when he got shot, the kid is like, O'Malley!
And he's just like, no, it's Uncle O'Malley, you son of a
Uncle
bitch.
O'Malley!
God
you
damn
call
it,
him,
you
just
fucked
call him
up.
O'Malley? That's
oh my
weird.
God, what a waste. So even though he's shot in the back, he still has the wherewithal to hide, take cover behind a car, and he like returns fire.
So would have been he would have done a lot better if he was actually looking at what he was shooting.
Oh, that's right. He literally just firing
He just has his
blindly
head,
over the
like,
back of his
his
car.
head's down.
He's not even looking at the gun. That's right. And the kid is just he's just sitting there watching all this happen.
Like, run, motherfucker.
He told you to fucking run. Get the fuck out of here. So Quintero and the sidekick, they chase after the kid, who is finally starting to run away. But the remaining goon sticks around to finish off O'Malley. O'Malley's out of bullets. He picks up a tire iron because the car was like, they had a flat
they were like
tire.
changing the tire on the
So
cab or something.
there was like a tire on the ground or something. And he charges the dude. And the guy goes, "You fucks don't deserve to wear your badges." So they are still cops, dude.
I guess maybe they're still cops. Yeah.
Like, where the fuck are they having the time to do police work?
I know they're working 5 hours,
What
one day a
the
week as a cop,
fuck?
and we're gooning the rest of the time.
Right. And so the goon, of course, shoots O'Malley because why wouldn't you? And O'Malley, before he goes down, hits him with a tire iron and then collapses to the ground.
Presumably dead.
Presumably dead, although, I mean, we don't see him again.
They never
so I
show
assume,
it again.
he's
Rest
dead.
in peace, O'Malley.
We assume that he's dead. I don't even know whether we talk about him at this point in the movie. He might as well be gone from the movie. So Quintero and the sidekick, they're chasing after the kid. But, he is a track star.
Right. They did establish he's a track star.
The fact that he can outrun them is not unreasonable.
Like Action Jackson, he was a high school track star.
High school track star.
Come on.
So, too late, Storm and Andy show up at Union Station. But mercifully, Storm spots the kid, and he goes off running through the parking lot, chasing after the goons.
They whipped up in the Corvette, which had none of the damage that it had in the previous scene.
It was totally fine.
It was crazy.
The entire back of the car was gone in the previous
scene. It was
scene.
Dragging the bumper behind.
Right, and now it's just slightly damaged.
Yeah.
And then Andy, I don't know why she does this, even though the Corvette is still running. She hops out of the car, runs into traffic, and then flags down a Chinese delivery van driver and says she needs help.
Why?
None of this made any sense. This whole sequence. So Storm's son is running down a crowded sidewalk, and Quintero and the sidekick are still chasing him. Storm's I guess he's catching up. So I guess track star runs in the family.
Everything is soaking wet again for some reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently Even though there's been no rain.
No, there's been no rain.
We've been watching.
Right. There's no storms. There's no clouds. There's nothing to establish that this is going to happen. So in more needless violence that accomplishes nothing, Quintero is swatting shit out of people's hands, punching them for no reason. So take a drink if you're playing that drinking game.
That thing where he swapped some big box of cupcakes out of someone's hand.
What the fuck, man?
That was some funny shit.
Forget about
then he just
it.
punched a guy.
Just on the way. Doesn't even break stride, just punches him out as they're running. This is so arbitrary. Oh, fuck. Okay. So the kid turns down an alley. Quintero and his sidekick Dune are closing in. The sidekick trips and falls for no reason.
Yeah.
I didn't.
He did. He just tripped over
a box or something. And then Storm is immediately on top of him, beats up this little fucking guy, and then just throws him into a dumpster, and he's done. We never see him again.
I feel it was Never-Ending Story vibes, when he just beat him up and stuff him in a dumpster.
Oh, that's right. Fuck, good memory.
I love that show.
That's right. So the kid is apparently also a gymnast because he just clambers up a bunch of garbage like a fucking chimpanzee, jumps over the side of a wall, and then Quintero follows him, and Storm is close behind. So they burst out to the other side of the alley, and they're fucking in Chinatown. What is, the Asian themes in this movie are everywhere.
I did have to go to my Google Maps and see that, Union Station is, adjacent to Chinatown in LA. That's kind of cool. At least it geographically makes sense.
There's some continuity there.
Yeah.
But the specifically the Chinese themes in this
movie. I
thought
it was a Seagal thing though.
It had to be, right?
Because Seagal is he's in this all Chinese decked out house, but also he also knows Chinese and knows all these techniques and acupuncture and everything.
That's right. So Quintero catches up with the kid, and then just as he does, Storm grabs Quintero, sweeps the leg, and then but Quintero pops up ready to fight immediately.
Yeah. Taunting him,
saying, "Okay, coma cop, let's see what you got." I'm
silly.
You know who this guy is.
He's unstoppable, apparently.
So Storm is pushing Quintero, which is about the only thing you do. You need to have at least 4 or 5 drinks here because Storm pushes Quintero into a bunch of random food stalls.
Right.
Destroys so many people's livelihoods unnecessarily.
There was the one guy who's hey, don't do that. Sorry, dude.
Too late, son. This is the only thing he knows how to do is pushing people into other people's property.
Steven Seagal movies, from what I've seen, tend to have the same problem as Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, which is they never want a fight to be competitive.
No.
It's always no one's ever allowed to hurt me unless it's not a fair fight.
Right,
if they're cheating, they can hurt me.
Yeah.
But if it's just a fight, they can never even land a single punch.
That's right.
I'm just going to dominate them.
That's right. And if you read the Wikipedia page, the spin that they put on it, where he is a superhuman, and that's by design, right? Oh my God.
This dude, Quintero, is the one guy in the movie who's physically matches Steven Seagal's size.
Yeah.
And he never lands a single blow.
Not a single one.
Like, it's just a one-sided beat down.
And it is sort of like you said something when we were about to record where the only reason Steven Seagal wins is
because the other guy's cooperating. No, it kind of like, have you read this shit where The Rock, has like this thing in his contract that he can't lose a fight?
Oh my God,
like,
no, I haven't read that.
So he can never be, I don't think he can be killed in a movie, and he's not allowed to ever get like in a fight that he doesn't win.
Oh my God, I believe
Or he
it.
can't lose. I think Vin Diesel has the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is why like these dudes get in fights in movies and either they win or it maybe can end in a stalemate.
Yeah,
but
best.
they can't lose a fight.
See, it's just...
I feel like that's like how Van Damme and Seagal were. They were like, no, I don't get beaten up.
Yeah.
Like, unless they're cheating.
Yeah, I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
Especially, they're also like choreographing their own fights,
Yeah.
I think, which is like, no, he wouldn't hit me because I would duck that punch. So yeah, it's just going to be, he never touches me. I just destroy him.
And I feel like the stunt guys on these movies are just like, all right, it's a fucking job.
It's
Whatever.
a job. I get
don't
paid,
give a
whether
shit.
I'm winning or losing, I'm getting paid the same.
I get screen time. I get my health insurance because I'm in this movie. Anyway, so this fight continues, and it's really just Storm pushing Quintero into objects. Like, that is the whole fight. There's nothing interesting here.
Facts.
And eventually, Quintero goes for a meat cleaver, which, of course, he does. And Storm grabs him and flings him back onto the street.
Oh, yeah, dude. Every kitchen in a movie has just like a meat cleaver lying around.
Just like, it is always half in a wood block.
Yeah, this is stuck in the wood block.
This is stuck in a wood block. This movie is no exception.
For sure.
Yeah. So by this point, Quintero has had enough, and he tries to wave Storm away. Right?
No.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm done. Yeah. You win. But because this movie is this movie, Storm grabs his arm and breaks his wrist for no reason. Like, the guy has surrendered. And Quintero, though, after having his wrist broken, goes, "You're still a loser."
That's such a weird.
Like, what the
that's a
fuck?
crazy line.
He's just broken your wrist.
You're still a loser. That's so weird.
It's so weird.
I would burn you one last time.
I feel like if you're playing the one-liner drinking game, this counts. You got to fucking drink on this one. Oh my God. So Storm realizes Quintero's the guy. At this point, who came and killed his wife.
Exactly.
Right? Like, this is the point of remembrance. And he goes, I remember you.
I remember you.
Yeah, and just for good measure, breaks his wrist again. Puts him in a chokehold. And I don't know. I heard a neck crack.
Do you think he killed him?
I think he killed him. I think he broke his neck.
I wasn't sure if that was like, did he kill him? Did he just put him to sleep? I don't know.
I heard a neck crack.
He said, I'm going to kill everyone.
He might have just been doing a good like chiropractic adjustment, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But I think he killed him. I think Quintero is dead. So after he breaks his neck or does a chiropractic adjustment or just puts him to sleep, he grabs this large Chinese mask on the vendor.
Yeah.
From the vendor, which is like, why is this here?
Yeah.
And then puts it over his face, which is just, what an odd move that was.
That was where there should have been a kiss-off line.
Right.
But it didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Like, when this movie needs a kiss-off line, it doesn't have one. So at this point, Storm's kid runs up to him and gives him a big old hug. And sirens and police cars approach. And Storm's like, fuck, we got to get out of here. So they flee. They hide briefly in a phone booth. And then Andy pulls up in the van that she like stole from this guy, apparently. Unclear why she needed to do this. And Storm leaves the key with Andy. She's like, you'll be safe with her. If I'm Storm, I'm like, what the fuck is going on
There
right
is
now?
no reason to think he's going to be safe with this
Not
woman.
At all.
He wasn't safe with O'Malley.
With O'Malley, right? Who
Yeah.
he's like, as far as he's concerned, has basically been his dad for the
O'Malley's
last
like
7
a
years.
tank as well. He's like an unstoppable killing machine.
Exactly. Anyway, Storm says, I've got one more takeout order, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
Because, like, Are we assuming? I don't understand. Like, okay, I get it because there's all these food stalls that you're throwing these guys into, but are you assuming that the dude? I mean, like, what is?
I feel like that's the entire reason that she flagged down the delivery van is to
just
justify
so we can have this
that line.
One-liner.
He threw that dude out of the van like he was the Terminator.
I know. It's just this poor fucking guy.
He's just trying to work.
When he woke up this morning, this is not what he signed up for.
He's making a living on tips. And
I know, man. It's just like, come on, give him a break. So Storm speeds away, and the kid asks, "Who are you?"
It's like, I'm your new mommy.
Yeah, basically. and then he comes to his face awkwardly. Man, this bitch.
She's touching his face.
Just like she has no boundaries on this shit.
She's like, it's a very long story. It's like, it's really not though.
No, it's like 15 minutes.
I was like I was his nurse at the coma ward, and he woke up. And I helped him escape, and we fucked.
And then we fucked, and now we're here. Like it's really.
And then he said
Then
he said it really we were just gonna be friends. and I cried a lot.
Yeah, and I cried a lot. And then my friend was murdered. And then he completely
it's a pretty long story.
Minimized it. And, okay, yeah, that's fair. All right. If you get into the details. So anyway, somewhere else, Storm is he's scaling a wall, and it took me a second to figure out what was going on.
It was an awkward edit.
It was an awkward.
There's no like
weird,
establishing shot. There's nothing. He's just on top of a wall.
They needed like 1 second of him climbing up the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
Like just really 1 second. That's all they needed. But yeah, we cut to him jumping down from a roof in front of like a brick wall with turrets and shit.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, I feel like every 80s bad guy lived in that same type of house.
Yeah, exactly. It
like
might have been the exact same house. Yeah.
Also, it was this. So the same mansion we saw was like apparently the Big Lebowski's house.
The Big Lebowski's mansion, yeah.
But it was like the AFI headquarters.
It was, and we finally coming back to this because we briefly mentioned David Lynch earlier. So much, I mean, not all of it, but a lot of Eraserhead was filmed on this compound as well.
Yes, in like the barn or whatever.
Yeah,
back.
David Lynch,
like
R.I.P. Yeah,
crazy
so
shit.
It's really weird. So this compound has been in The Big Lebowski, Eraserhead, and Hard to Kill. Hard to Kill.
Absolutely.
Hell yes. Luminaries, all of them. So Storm lands into the compound, and then we cut to Trent, who's in a hot tub with a hot chick who's, of course, topless.
Yes, he's living the good life.
He's living the good life. The captain, who I guess is still a captain, I don't know. It's unclear. He shows up and says, hey, the situation with Storm has changed, and we need to talk. And I'm like, okay, if I hear that message, I'm like, bitch, get out of here. I got to focus on this. Instead, Trent orders him to have all the goons come back to the house in case Storm comes back to him. And I feel like what the captain is trying to tell him is like, no, sir, you don't understand. He's definitely already here.
And half the goons are dead.
And half the goons are fucking dead, son. Yeah, exactly. So, but Trent's not listening. Even as the captain repeats it, like, look, we got to talk. And Trent says that you need to get the fuck out of here. And then he's like, you bitch, you need to get out of here too. Take a hike, get lost. Now look, this chick was so good at covering her tits.
Yeah. She got masterfully like out of the hot tub. And we didn't see anything.
Nothing.
It could have been shown on network TV.
There was barely even any side boob or under boob on this. It was perfect.
I was skills on that woman to like be topless and get out of a hot tub full frontal. And everything was hidden the entire time.
Nothing was exposed.
Crazy shit.
And this isn't like an 80s and 90s movie. You better believe I was looking for it. Also, not any real nudity in the movie.
No, there was no nudity in the whole flick.
I mean, there's like Steven Seagal grabs a bunch of boobies, but like there's you don't see any nips.
Disappointing,
or anything like
to be
that.
honest.
Yeah, it was a bit of a letdown. Oh God. Anyway, sorry. This is episode 5, everybody. So we don't know how it happened, but Storm's got a new gun, and he breaks into Trent's mansion.
You just kicked the window in.
Right.
Like,
Oh, dude,
he's not even trying to be stealthy or anything.
Right,
he's just like,
yeah. And then, like, when he gets inside, if you look at the windows, they're so clearly completely unlike what was on the outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not even the same types of windows.
So, I always just noticed there's like all this like Egyptian shit and like crates of artwork piled everywhere, like fucking Citizen Kane's house.
What the fuck is going on? Anyway, there's like 4 goons left, and Axel is still here. I'm sure he's rocking a new bolo tie.
Shooting pool.
Yeah, he's shooting pool.
Fucking
And
Jeff Amato
Jeff fucking Amato's here,
Yes.
son. Hell yeah. Jeff Amato, you'd recognize him from They Live, which we've done on the show recently.
Countless John Carpenter movies.
Mm-hmm,
He was in Point Break. He was like the dude, the gas station attendant got sprayed down with the gasoline.
That's right.
But he's like a legendary stuntman,
absolute
stunt
legend.
coordinator.
Yep.
He apparently choreographed all the fights in all the Bourne movies, which are awesome fights.
Amato's a brilliant,
hundreds of credits. He's still working.
Yeah. I mean, go back and listen to They Live. We have a long conversation about how
he played every one of the
every one of the aliens.
The ghouls.
Yep. And he choreographed the entire fight sequence between Roddy Piper, and sorry, it's fucking Keith David. And like he was like so careful about thinking about their different fighting styles because Piper was a wrestler and David is a boxer, and like it's just the amount of thought that he put into that whole sequence. Which, by the way, okay, go back and listen to the episode. I'm not going to retrash this.
Yeah.
It's great.
Awesome
They Live
fight.
it's an awesome fight.
Jeff Amato is like a legend of action
Absolutely
movies.
legend. And then he shows up here for like 2 seconds.
I love to see him. Every time I see him,
always.
He and Al Leong are the guys that you see on a film and you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah. So they're shooting pool and Storm busts in. Storm's got them all at gunpoint, but doesn't just fucking shoot them. I mean, like,
nah.
Why? You said you were going to kill all these motherfuckers.
That's not his style.
Yeah.
He's like got a bad habit of just putting his gun away when he should just be killing guys.
So he says he wants to get on the pool game.
What's up, guys?
Jesus Christ. Yeah. He asks if someone is going to give him a pool cue, and a goon rushes him. But just like again, like he just pulls the pool cue out of the guy's hand. Just like,
take a drink for that one.
Oh my god! And then he punches another goon in the face with it. Yet another goon snaps a pool cue into 2 small pieces. And this is Amata actually.
That was Amata, yeah.
And Amata like starts swinging him at him. And of course, like Storm just like
Amata was also famously the dude in Big Trouble in Little China when they were in the parking deck, like when the goons had kidnapped Mao Yen or whatever when she showed up, and like he whips out those like knives or whatever.
Oh like, yeah, that's right.
And what's his face? Kurt Russell's like, hey, where'd you get that? That was Amato, and like
nice.
Flourishing the weapons. He's awesome at that shit.
Yeah, he's great. But of course, like Storm, like just deflects all the blows without even trying, and then breaks his pool cue over poor Amata's head, and it's just like, man. You're too fucking good for this. Anyway, so there's a big like food spread in the pool room.
Yeah, the goons had a buffet or something.
Fucking straight up buffet.
Who paid for the buffet?
What the
Was
fuck
that
is going
Trent,
on
did
with
Trent
this?
Pay for the,
I have no even.
Did Trent pay for the buffet?
Dude, anyway, so there's a knife on it. Axel grabs it. He comes at Storms with a knife, but of course, because this is a movie, everybody take a drink.
Swats it away.
Swats it away, everybody. Take a drink. And then jabs the pool cue. And this was actually really cool.
Yes.
Like the pool cue, like just jams it into his throat. Blood goes everywhere.
That was the only good kill in the whole movie.
It's a great kill. Like you can't take it away from him. It's a great kill. And he goes, and this is great. And this is the best line in the movie too. He goes, that's for my wife. Fuck you and die. Like that's great. That felt real, right?
Yeah.
And then Storm kicks him in the face as he's bleeding to death. And then Axel falls back and finally dies.
I put Axel in the Goon Hall of Fame. Like, he was a good goon.
Good goon. Yeah, he earned his pay.
He's rest in peace. That was a solid goon.
R.I.P. Axel. Yeah, solid goon. So somewhere else in the mansion, the captain is going into this very large marble-walled bathroom.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah. And he sees that Storm has written, I guess it's lipstick.
Yeah, it's pink.
Right? So it's got to be lipstick. And the message is anticipation of death is worse than the death itself, which is just some weird ass fucking shit.
I had to look that up because I'm like, that has to be in like an ancient Chinese, saying.
Yeah.
But it does. It was some like old ancient Roman writer wrote that, like this dude who was famous for writing like Proverbs or something.
Okay.
It's like an adaptation of that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like ain't no way. This is like something from like the art of war.
Yeah,
or something,
right.
You know?
Exactly. The captain pulls his gun and he starts looking for Storm. And then there's another message written on the wall outside. You're next. which is far less eloquent, by the way.
There was another like an Egyptian like art installation or something,
Yeah.
like a sarcophagus and shit
Like, what the fuck is going
in the
on?
hallway or whatever.
It's all so stupid, man. This whole thing, and it's just like it's not like these things are in. This isn't like this is. It's not like these Egyptian art installations are just in the location. Like the production designer had to bring these props in.
He's hoarding artwork from
It's
ancient Egypt or something.
What is the backstory of Trent here? It's just very bizarre. So the captain goes to the pool room and he finds all of his goons are dead.
It's unclear why they're all like only Axel would have been killed by what happened.
Everybody else
the others I would
been
feel like would have been like
unconscious,
maybe knocked out, whatever, but they're waking back up.
Right, like right,
Yeah.
exactly. So his first course of action is to run back to the hot tub to inform Trent, but he's gone. So the captain comes back in. And we see that Storm's been stalking him this whole time. So Storm hides behind a large column. And it's just like, what is your strategy here, dude? So when the captain walks past him, he yells, "How does it feel to know you're about to die?" Which is just, don't do that. Don't just kill him.
Yeah, kill him.
Kill him. So the captain whirls around, fires a shot. Everything misses, of course.
You were the one who pointed out his gun wasn't fully loaded.
No, it wasn't.
He had fired like 4 shots and then it was empty.
And then it was empty. Right. And he hasn't fired any rounds at this point.
Not that they've shown us.
Right. It's a standard 6-chamber revolver. He fires 4 rounds. It's out of ammo. And it's like, okay, fine, movie. I don't give a shit. It's like,
Yeah, we just gotta keep it moving.
Yeah. So Storm steps out and he says he's gonna give the captain more of a chance than you gave my wife and son. Which his son is alive.
That's true.
So why his son? This is very weird. So Storm slaps him in the face.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was so weird. The captain scrambles over the fireplace and then he grabs a poker. He swings the poker at Storm a few times and then charges at him because I guess that's what you do. It's unclear.
Right. I felt like you could have just sat back. You don't have to. You can wait for him to come to you,
right? Exactly.
And then hit him with the poker.
Be on the defensive.
You don't have
for
to
a
like try
bit.
to charge him.
Right? Exactly. Of course, Storm like swats the weapon to the side. Take a drink and
Dismiss that.
And grabs the arm, right? And then he snaps the arm. Take a drink. And the captain pleases Storm. It wasn't me.
What is he talking about?
I don't even know what he's talking about.
It wasn't me.
What is he confessing to? It's not clear to me. So the Storm strangles the captain with his necktie,
Again,
but then lets him go.
Was he supposed to have killed him?
Again, I thought I heard a neck snap, right?
There was like there's definitely a sound effect of like crunching.
Right, exactly.
That doesn't seem like a thing that would kill a person.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. So, but he says, now you're a good cop, which I guess means he's dead.
I have no idea what that means.
Also, take a drink. Like literally in 5 seconds, with all of the drinking games we're playing, you have now just gotten hammered, right?
Yes.
And this is at the end of the movie. I feel sorry for anyone who's playing all of these games with us. So, with the captain dead, again, I don't think his name is ever said at any point during the movie.
I'm sure it was, but he's just the captain.
Yeah, he's the captain.
He's that guy.
Yeah. So now Storm's going off in search of Trent. So yeah, like just like in the beginning of the movie, we've come full circle. He is clomping around, shouting Trent's name at the top of his lungs. If he had a gun, or Trent had a gun, like you're a moving target, dude. You're fucking toast.
It's just a lot of hubris.
Right, it's just straight up hubris. But he's invincible, so it doesn't matter.
I wrote down, he knows he can't be killed.
Right, exactly.
So
he clearly knows he can't be
killed.
killed.
Then I had an idea, what if this whole thing is like a fever dream that he's having while he's in a coma?
He's still in
the
a
coma.
Oh
he's just
my
like
God.
imagining his revenge.
Dude, that's a fucking next level
deep.
shit. That's deep.
That's what it should be. It ends with like fade to
And he
he's like
wakes up.
still in the hospital bed.
Oh, dude, even better. Like he doesn't even wake up from it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's dark. That's dark.
Because he's not clearing rooms.
No.
He's not doing anything. He's just like bursting into rooms,
Right,
not
just, like-
checking corners.
No, none at all. Right. Exactly. And speaking of which, he pulls his gun out, which, by the way, where did it come from? We lost
He keeps putting it away to fight people and then getting
and
it
then
back out
pulling
again.
it back out. And I'm like, just shoot people. What the fuck, dude? Anyway, so he enters the master bedroom. He's continuing to taunt Trent and saying, hey, look, you're really good at hiding, which I don't, okay. He's just flinging doors open left and right.
Yeah.
And he walks into a huge walk-in closet. He opens the door, and there's just suits everywhere. And he starts moving the suits aside to see if there's anything behind him. And then, of course, Trent eventually pops out with, again, yet another double-barreled shotgun. And he screams, "Die! Die!"
What?
But Storm is he's able to
He just
effortlessly
swats the
gun aside.
Yeah, get that out of my
and
face.
it goes off again. He yanks it away from Trent, shoves the barrels into his mouth, and then spontaneously he's got like blood around the edge of his mouth.
I don't know what that's about.
That?
I feel like he knocked his teeth out and
I
shit,
guess he was supposed to have knocked his teeth
But yeah,
out.
the blood would be all like it was.
It was very weird. So with the gun in his mouth, and I feel sorry for Sadler in this. Like that was such a ridiculous looking shot.
Yeah.
And he has this prop gun in his mouth, and they're walking him down the stairs and saying, "Look, this is a quick death would be too good for you." And he says, "I'm going to send you to prison instead." All of a sudden, his bloodlust is sated.
Yeah.
Killing just goons and not the main guy. And he goes, "Look, in prison, a nice petite white boy like you."
Oh,
Okay. Getting
that's
a little
weird,
racial with it.
yeah, weirdly, like needlessly,
Yeah.
like racially charged.
And then and finishes it, "You won't be able to remain anal retentive for very long." I'm like, when was it ever established that Trent had any OCD tendencies?
That's so weird. No, I think it's you're gonna get fucked in the ass.
Well,
so
I mean,
much
clearly,
that
clearly that's
Right?
what it's implying. Yeah, but
like, not to mention in the real world, a senator's gonna like.
He's not
at
getting
worst. He's going to like the minimum security.
right. He's not being thrown into general population.
Not at all.
This is not happening. So he walks Trent back to the captain's lobby. I don't know why he moves him here, honestly. Like, what is the reason for walking Trent with a gun barrel down his throat into the living room?
Yeah.
But Storm announces that he's going to take the captain's cuff and arrest Trent. Oh, that's why. Okay. That's fair. That's
I
fair.
guess, yeah.
I mean, okay. So he, sure, whatever. So he lets Trent go and then immediately turns his back on him.
Yeah.
Which is fucking hilarious.
Fucking crazy shit.
Of course, Trent picks up the same fireplace poker, swings it at Storm, who deflects it. Everybody drink
You
again.
finish your drink.
Hits him with a sawed-off shotgun and knocks him down. Storm picks him back up to his feet, and he makes like he's going to shoot him in the balls. So Trent yells as Storm pulls the trigger, but is surprised to find that, Storm didn't shoot his dick off. And Storm says that, "Oh, man, I missed. It must be that your junk is even smaller than I thought." And then kicks him in the balls.
He's like really enjoying this shit.
Which, by the way, apparently was a Sattler idea.
Yes, we read that like I think it was scripted that he would kill him.
You kill him, like throw this unarmed man into the fireplace and watch him burn to death.
Yeah,
And
then
they
said,
even
that's
filmed
maybe
it.
not heroic.
Yeah, right. And
I don't know.
it's not clear whether like Seagal liked it or hated it, but either way, Sadler came up with the idea, and the director said you should go pitch it to him, like this is an off the cuff thing, and see if you can convince him. So Sadler went to fucking Seagal's trailer, pitched it to him. Seagal's like, "I like that idea,"
Okay.
and then finished the scene, which is
Crazy.
like it's just so fucking weird.
This is though like the type of brutality that would get a conviction just thrown out.
Yeah,
Except then I realized like, wait, but Storm's not a cop.
no, he's just a private
Probably
citizen
anymore
now.
at this
Yeah.
point. Like he's not still like sporting a badge 7 years after being in a coma.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Like they don't keep
He's
that.
strictly a vigilante
Yeah.
at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So as soon as he gets that one-liner off, by the way, Drink, the SWAT team bursts in, and Storm picks up Trent and holds him like a human shield. Trent begs the police to save him from Storm, claiming that he's a murderer.
Yeah.
He came in here, blah 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 blah.
Things
blah.
aren't looking good for Storm. I was
No,
like,
no,
oh
no.
shit, this doesn't look good for you, my dude.
Right, exactly. And then at this point, Andy and the son burst in. I don't even know how they got
How the
here.
fuck
How they
did they get there?
Knew to come here. Like, what the fuck is anything about? Andy is like, "Don't do anything crazy. Calm down, calm down." And then another police officer who just like comes in out of nowhere and pleads with Storm to drop the gun down. Storm looks at the situation. He's not sure what to do. But this lead cop, who's a new character, by the way,
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Like in the last minutes of the movie, they introduce a new character. He says, "Look, we saw the videotape. We know you were set up." And it's just like he tells Trent, he yells at Trent, like, "You're fucking under arrest." And,
which he really waited long enough to say that.
right? It's like you should have, Trent. You're under. You should have busted the door open and said, "Trent, you're under arrest."
Yeah.
Right.
Mason, we know you're set up. Don't do anything.
Don't do
crazy.
anything. Don't calm down. We're good. They're good. So anyway, they cuff Trent. They drag him away. He's angry. Blah 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 blah. Trent's yelling at Storm that he's dead. You won't get away with this. Which I feel like he just did.
That's weird. Yeah, it's just weird to be doing all this shit in front of.
Even
I'll kill you. And he was like insulting the police, like calling him like you pinhead, you fucking like nerd.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so stupid. Anyway, Annie and the kid, they run and they hug Storm. Annie tells Storm that she loves him, which
that's
is
fucking crazy to say.
So fucking weird right
you
now.
You barely know him, but that's okay.
Yeah. Storm escorts them out and says, "I could use a nice vacation." And outside, there's a new
I feel like Storm's going to go to jail.
No, he absolutely is going to jail.
I feel like you're not a cop anymore. I don't see how you can just like you break in someone's house and killed Axel at a minimum.
Right.
Like whether these are bad guys or not, I feel like that's a crime.
That's still murder. Right.
Like you're not a cop and you broke. It's one thing. Like maybe Quintero, you killed him in self-defense. It was a fight.
You could argue that.
You broke in here and killed this man.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have to come here and fight him.
Right. You didn't have a warrant.
No.
Like
yeah,
there was
like he's going to have hell to pay. Like,
oh, no. Yeah. He's going to jail forever. Like, I mean, maybe you could argue that the jury would find sympathy with his plight.
Yeah, I could see it. Maybe not forever, but
right.
You're not going to just walk away from this.
No. Absolutely not. And outside, there's a news van on Trent's property, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they just let the news van on his private property.
Right, exactly. And there's like a random dude joking about how tomorrow's weather headline will be "Killer Storm Strikes Back." And you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Talk just needless lines. Drink. And anyway, so we see the videotape of Trent meeting with the mob playing on TV. And it's completely different. It's all shot in close up, and
the audio is not matching with how it was originally.
Right. It's just like it's so fucking stupid, like how lazy this was. And then we hear Trent, like it's a movie watching a CRT camera, looking at Trent, saying, "And you can take that to the bank," as he walks into full light.
Which that is definitely not how it happened.
It is not how it happened. But it's also the last line of the movie because we cut to black and the credits roll. And you can take that to the bank was the last line of the movie of Hard to Kill.
Fucking hell, man.
There you go, everybody.
Yeah. It was a wild flick.
It's a wild one.
I did see where the working title of the movie was 7 Year Storm.
7 Year
Which I thought
Storm?
would have been a better title.
I like that title. I like that title.
But yeah, apparently though, as we said, it ended with like a funeral formality, but there was a whole bunch of shit that was like basically Warner Brothers came and said, "Hey, you got to cut this shit down to 90 minutes."
Yeah.
Because we want to get that extra screening in each day or whatever. But there was like a lot of scenes that were cut out. Apparently there was more with Storm and his family early in the film. Okay. There was scenes where they interrogated and killed Marcia, the nurse.
Yeah.
Right. There was apparently a whole thing where the kid got kidnapped and then escaped.
Oh, wow.
They must have like had to do some reshoots or something to turn it into just a foot chase.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know. But, and then also, as we mentioned, apparently he killed Trent in the end. And he had the line that was in the trailers about like, "Take that to the bank," or whatever. And he threw him in the fireplace.
Yeah.
That's wild that they had that much of a change up of like, you know what, we should shoot a version where maybe you're not coming off like a psycho killer.
Like a cold fucking blooded killer. Yeah. I mean, you throw an unarmed man into a burning fire and then utter a one-liner.
Well, it was kind of weird the whole movie because he's beating up guys who are a lot smaller than him.
Yeah. Because Seagal is
he's a big dude. If
big
nothing else,
dude.
he's a big dude, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's fucking hard to kill. I mean, I guess it's a run-of-the-mill Seagal movie.
It is. the most Seagal that you can Seagal, right? Like, and I think that's the reason why I wanted to do Seagal, because when you think of stereotypical Steven Seagal, Hard to Kill hits all of the beats.
You got to have like some limb snapping.
Yeah, limb snapping, pushing of weapons, knocking people into private property. I mean, it's just like excessive whispering when there's no whispering needed. It just
Arnoldo. Calabrese. He's such a weird dude,
He's
man.
such a weird fucking guy. Anyway.
Yeah. So I've looked up the top movies of 1990.
All right.
All right. So the top grossing movie of the year was Ghost.
Oh, okay.
Surprising to me. I mean, Pretty Woman was number 2. Home Alone number 3.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild, right? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was number 4.
Classic.
I love that shit.
Love that movie. It holds up too.
Hunt for Red October, I still love.
Damn. Lots of good movies that year.
Total Recall.
All right.
Love that. Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
Dick Tracy made a lot of money.
Oh,
Driving
man.
Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
Back to the Future 3.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, and Days of Thunder
Damn.
was out that year. This movie's got to be like way down the list. Oh wait, it was the 22nd highest grossing movie of the year. Which
22nd.
That's pretty impressive.
Made the
to be
top
honest.
25. I mean, with that fucking
The
list
budget
of
was
heavy
probably lower
hitters,
than anything else.
Yeah.
In that top 25. So.
I didn't know that so many of those movies came out in 90. That's just bonkers to me.
It always blows my mind. Yeah. But man, so this was an also ran. Thank God it didn't spawn any sequels. I feel like
No.
they were trying to set it up for sequels about like the Killer Storm.
Right.
No, please don't give us any more of this shit.
Well, he did 2 more movies that
That's
year.
what I'm saying. He kept making the same movie over and over again. So
Yeah,
you know.
he had one thing in him, and that's what he just did. And it's interesting because I think the director was the only one who directed him. This is the only movie he directed him in because
they hated each other.
hated
Apparently,
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there you go. There's Hard to Kill. You've now suffered through it with us. I hope you had a good time, a good laugh with us as we broke it down all the way.
Yes, I'm glad you came on this journey with us. This epic quest.
I promise we
Trying to
won't.
stomach a Steven Seagal movie.
We won't subject you to Steven Seagal again, at least for
No.
the time being.
Yeah, probably, maybe not ever. We'll see.
Maybe not ever. Yeah.
God willing.
God willing and the creek don't rise.
But no, seriously, as always, if you're out there listening, we really appreciate it. Tell your friends too, because we're trying to like build a community of people who love to listen to
Oh,
people
yeah.
just talk about these movies like we all grew up watching.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're all the same. Like it's, I feel like that's the thing that inspires me is like we all have the same frame of reference.
Yep.
We've all seen the same exact movies, and I think that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree. There is a bit of a language around it. I mean, there are certain lines that you can quote and everybody knows exactly what you're talking
And
about.
even movies you've never seen before, you can watch them and they still feel familiar because they're so similar to every other movie.
I mean, like Seagal, whether his movies are good or bad, he is absolutely a part of the zeitgeist.
I mean, he earned his place, I guess, in that genre, in that world, in that time.
Exactly.
He was like one of the guys who briefly rose to maybe the A-list, maybe the B-list.
Yeah,
but-
and he's a bit of a laughing stock, but you fucking know who Steven Seagal is. Everybody knows
Absolutely.
who Steven Seagal is.
which is more than you can say for like most actors.
Yeah.
who ever appear in a film.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like most actors who desire to be an action star, for God's sake,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah,
you have that. So
yeah,
there you
can
go.
never take that away from him.
You can never take that away, and you can never unlisten to Hard to Kill. So,
But again, thanks for listening with us. We'll be back again soon with a better movie. I promise.
movie. Yes. Thank
Yeah,
you for
yeah.
indulging me on this one, Kevin. I appreciate it.
No, absolutely, man. As always. And until then, we'll be back.
We'll be back.